Welcome into Talking Racing with Mike Ray. I'm Dave Richmond, the co-host and producer. And ladies and gentlemen, the nicest guy in all of racing, Mike Ray. Mike, so glad to have you tonight. And we've got a guest on this. He has the patience of Job, waiting for us to finally have him on, and we're glad he's here.
Kevin Kromer with us tonight, Dave. Episode 178, YouTube TV, episode number 6. Want to thank Kevin Kromer from Pennsylvania, running with the Grand National Super Series, the series we talked about on last week's show. Bob Schrate and his wife Patty Simcoe, they started a new series last year using older Cup cars, and we've had them at Southern National, and we'll have them later this season. But wanted to have Kevin on to discuss the series and everything, and talk about them coming up to New River All-American Speedway down in Jacksonville, North Carolina on April the 1st. So welcome, Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
It's my pleasure. It's really good to be here and get the racing season started. Can't wait to go.
We had you down a couple of years ago at Southern National Motorsports Park with another series you were running with. And Bob started this series up last year, I believe, last year or year before last, and it's really taken off. And you guys have got a great schedule on season. Tell our fans about your cars and everything else about the series, sir.
Okay, the cars are mostly older Xfinity cars, Cup cars, ARCA cars. I have the Pro Cup cars. And the series is really great. We have a full schedule this year. I mean, I have the schedule here in front of me, and I'm counting the races. I mean, we got, let me see. We have 14 races scheduled, and in November, we're going to Rockingham, and that's going to be an all-star race, which Bob is working on putting that together. Pretty much the tracks we run are under half mile and under, and most of the guys they just run the older cars, and it's a really sportsmanship. I mean, we have Jeremy Mayfield that comes in, and Frank Kimmel was there to race with us. Clay Rogers was there to race with us, and there's a lot of respect in this series. There is no tolerance for anything. We have a good tire deal going this year. We're going to be back on American Racers. It's going to be a 4-tire, 2-tire deal where we'll get 4 1 week and 2 the following week to try and keep the cost down. But if you have tires left over, he's going to let us run our tires off from last year for the first 2 races.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The cars in the series, Bob's done so well bringing this whole package together, and there's so many racers from up and down the East Coast that are competing with you. And like you said, Jeremy ran with you last year. He had a couple of wins at, I believe, Franklin County Speedway was one of them, possibly. And you guys just put on a great show. We're going to have you in the middle of the summer months. And New River down in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Great people. The Goodyear's running that facility. Andy Marquis, there's a lot of promotion coming up with your series on April the 1st down there. So looking forward to coming and seeing you open your season in the Carolinas on April the 1st, sir.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to coming down. We ran there last year, and I had a little bit of trouble on that racetrack, but we had it figured out there near the end. And as far as with the competition, yeah, Bob has it really good. There's a lot of different motors in our series, you know, from older Cup motors, ARCA motors to the Xfinity motors and the Pro Cup motors, and we gave and take on some of them, and we're pretty well. Everything's equal, you know.
Yes, sir. It's a great series and a great group of competitors, like you were saying. I know Lauren Butler. She's gotten married last year, but she runs with you guys, and she's been working on her stuff. And you've got the rock and roll deal on your hot rods, and things are looking good for a strong 2023 season?
Yeah, we're looking good for the series. We have a lot of interest, a lot of cars. Um, there should be a good car count at the first race. I don't know exactly how many, but it's going to be in the high teens for sure. We actually took the rock and the high voltage, and we're actually being sponsored by BAC this year. Our cars are blue and white. BAC is Bikers Against Cop Killers. It's a motorcycle group that they give to they do different charities, and we take care of first responders, um, St. Jude's and stuff like that there. So our car is going to be covered with BAC, and high voltage is still there on the trunk lid. They're still part of the deal, along with Line-Decker Racing Engines and Kraus Classics. He's a motorcycle guy, does a lot of old motorcycles and stuff, restores them. So we pretty much have everybody back again in my nonprofit Mission Racer, but we're going to concentrate on the BAC this year. And I think the Dominion race, we're going to have some of the brothers there to represent it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It looks like it's going to be a strong year for you guys, and there's so much interest in the series, and it's good that these older Cup cars and Xfinity cars, Hooters Pro Cup cars. Clay Rogers, back in the day, Clay was a terror in the Pro Cup series, and you've done so well up in the Pennsylvania area and towing down for the series and everything. It's so good to have you guys coming south and running with us on April the 1st.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think we're going to see some good racing between all of us. I don't know who's all going to be there. As of right now, I know our regulars will be there. I don't know if Clay will be in the car, or Jeremy, or Frank, or anybody like that. We usually save that for a surprise, closer to the time. Yeah, I'm looking forward to coming down. I think we all are, and like you said, there's a lot of interest. There's probably going to be a lot of new drivers. I mean, AJ's going to be back with that, and like you said, Butlers are going to be there. I'm going to be there. Bob's going to be there. I'm sure Mike Krakowski will be back. I'm sure there's a lot of interest with newer people that I don't know about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The series continues to grow each and every year. It gets stronger and stronger. A lot of racers that I knew from back in the ARCA days that came into the series, and a lot of guys from Tennessee and just all over. It's a good mix of drivers and competitors from up and down the East Coast.
Yeah. I believe there's some from the Mopar Mafia. I believe they come out of Georgia. They run all Mopar cars, and that's a pretty good team, pretty good competitive team. So yeah, there is a whole lot of interest, and a lot of it has to do with them. The pay is very well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, nobody gets rich in this deal, but what he's paying for each race is at least covering expenses and a little bit in your pocket. And what's really great is that at the end of the night, you go home with your pay. You're not waiting 2 weeks for a check.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're not tearing your stuff up like you were in the other series. It seems like this series is a lot more respectful, a lot more give and take. Still hard racing in the series. You guys put on a great show wherever you go, and a lot of wheel to wheel, door handle to door handle racing in the series. But there's a lot of give and take in the series, and a lot of respect shown from the fellow competitors.
Yeah, that's the best thing about the series, that we can put a really good race on. We can run wheel to wheel. I mean, we do rub doors a little bit here and there, but we're not tearing our cars up. If you don't have the spot and you can't get in there, you just roll off. We're not tearing all kinds of cars up, and we're having the second races. If something don't break on somebody's car, we pretty much have a full field for both races, because we don't have torn up race cars from the first race.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A lot of respect and a lot of give and take, but it puts on good racing. You can have good racing without tearing and beating stuff up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You certainly can.
I wanted to ask you, Kevin, as far as you're talking about great racers, tell the listeners and the race fans. I know you being in Pennsylvania, how much traveling do you do in a year? I mean, it seems like you guys are all over the place.
I probably travel pretty much the most that's farther because I'm 20 minutes south of Pocono Raceway, so I'm really up on the far east. Um, if I had to guess, I probably put 10,000 miles a year on in racing on my equipment, my vehicles. I mean, and that's taking a guess at it because most of the tracks I have to go to are like 500 miles one way. Now Dominion will be the closest for me. That I can do that in a day. But the rest of them, it requires me leaving either late Thursday night or early Friday morning.
Yes, sir. You guys do put in the mileage going to these different tracks. I know you start the season in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and then you'll end the season up in Virginia this year at New River Valley up there. So I believe so. So you guys have really got a great season going on.
And then you said
Yeah,
race in Rockingham.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
yeah. Actually, we'll finish up at Carteret in October 14th. And I won the season closer there last year, which was really great. And it was really super for me to win, in the inaugural year for the Grand National Super Series. It puts me in the books a little bit with that. And that was a great night of racing there too. And they had the track hot shoe in one of Bob's cars, and we ran pretty much wheel to wheel for a couple laps. And AJ and him ran it wheel to wheel in the first race for the win, and that was a really good deal where they put one of the local guys in one of our cars.
Oh, it was a good deal, and that track is so nice. Such a fine facility down at the coast, coastal Carolina, down at Carteret Speedway in Carteret County, Swansboro, North Carolina. Right. They're 4 miles from the beach. Uh, easy to get to. I can run it down there in 3 hours time from Raleigh, and such a the fan base down there was really good. The staff was really nice and kind down there. The fans were great, and I had a good show. I went down there and worked the show down there in December, and the weather was great, and they really make you feel at home down at Carteret. And Jacksonville will be the same way. They don't make them any better than the Goodyears and Andy Marquis.
Yeah, we were at Goodyear last year, and they really treated us really well. I mean, all the tracks we go to, the promoters and the people treat us, really well. They're excited to see us come because it's something different that they don't get to see every week, and they get to actually see, what a real cup car or ARCA car looks like because a lot of people never were up close to them. So it is different for a lot of the fans, and I feel a lot of them appreciate us showing up and putting on a really good show, and that's what we're there to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys put on a good show each and every time you pull out onto the speedway, and I like the fact that it's good hard racing, but it's clean racing as well, and you can put them back in the box at the end of the night if everything goes right for you.
Yep, and that's the whole idea of it. And like I said, it's you don't have to beat and bang to put on good racing. I trust all the guys we race with, and I'm sure they all trust me because a lot of them I have raced with before, or at some point in time. Some of them I did not. Some are new guys, but everybody has a lot of respect. Bob stresses that at every driver's meeting. He stresses, we got to have the respect. We don't want to tear stuff up. We need to keep going and put a good show on. And that's what we strive to do. And as so far, I mean, I missed the first couple of races last year due to that other series. And then we had the little problem, which that'd be a later discussion at some point in time. And then I joined the GNSS, and it was one of the best moves I've made in my racing career.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Excuse me, Dave. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that very thing of people that are probably watching this show would know, but maybe if someone is new to the show or new to racing, people have no idea how much things cost. And when I see, some people like to see wrecks, but for me, Kevin, I've never owned a race car, but it just bothers me to see all the cars all banged up and tore up all to pieces. And so I like what you have to say about the respect thing, because there's some people that we all know that they see a guy that's getting ready to win a championship, and they'll just spin them right out on purpose just so they won't win a championship or do some things that are not above board. Mike and I are very positive guys, but you just hate to see that kind of stuff, especially in the sport we love.
Because most of us are all small teams. We fund it ourselves. There is very little sponsorship. In fact, just very little sponsorship available in this day and age. Period. So 90% of us are funding it out of our pockets, and or our business owners or something, to that effect. So yeah, not tearing the cars up and not wrecking them is a big deal with us. And like I said, what he pays, if you don't get tore up, you got plenty of money to come back to the next one. And that, even me with the travel I do, the fuel cost alone for me to get to these races is pretty big. But I'm happy with the way things are going, and everything is really good in this series. I mean, ECC is back, sponsor the deal, and he's a contingency sponsor. We have a lot of those in the deal. Hal gives a $50 gift card towards parts for hard charger. We have I might get some of these wrong because I don't know everything there is, but I think Charlu has a $200 he gives for long tow. There is a hard luck award. I don't know who gives that, but there are a lot of contingency sponsors that really help the deal, and it's an attraction to people. My one sponsor, VersaLift East, they did all the graphics, the windshield graphics for us this year. They were all donated by them, so every little bit helps, and I think it's a really good deal. And these guys, you got an old Pro Cup car, an ARCA car. Come out, bring any motor, any tire for these first 2 weeks. Come out and join us and see what it's all about.
Yes, sir. It's a good series. I wanted to give a shout out to Engineered Components Company and Howell Racing Products. They came on with you guys this year, so they're helping out the series some, and it's just such a good group before and after races, Dave. You'll see these competitors helping each other out, just like you would, and back in the day,
Right.
the way it used to be when if one team needs something, they can count on another team to help them out, and it's just a great series. The Grand National Super Series is new and refreshing, and like you said, Kevin, it's so good to see these cars for the fans that haven't been able to get up close and be able to touch and see a Cup car or an Xfinity car or an ARCA car. They can get right up and meet you guys. You have pit parties and such, and it's just a great time to get together, and just wanted to tell everyone that April the 1st, New River All-American Speedway, Jacksonville, North Carolina, formerly Goodyear Speedway, down in Jacksonville, down by the coast as well. They'll be down there, and then this news about Rockingham is great, and wrapping up the season at Carteret. You just got a big season plan, sir.
Yeah, we do really a good show. It's going to be a good season for everybody this year, I think. And Bob really put a real good schedule together for us. It's not overwhelming, and they're all really good racetracks.
Yes, they are, sir. Yes, they are. Dave, you got anything else you'd like to add?
I would just the one question I had, Kevin, is the fact that can you have any new racers to come in? Maybe someone that's listening tonight or viewing tonight or later in the archives that maybe they want to join the series, or is it pretty much what you have now is going to what you have the whole season? How does that work?
No, if you want to join the series, you can come halfway through the season or whenever. Just you just you call Bob, tell him you want to join the series, and he's going to tell you to bring what you got, and we'll go from there. If it's not competitive, he'll help you make it competitive, or you know what I'm saying. We don't chase anybody away. It's a really good series, and he's open minded to anybody to come in.
Oh,
Kev,
great Facebook page, Dave, as well. Grand National Super Series on Facebook. I know that Bob's got a website as well. I did not write that down last week, but you can get up in touch with Bob Trade. I always say I've mispronounced that man's name wrong for 20 years. I'm so sorry. Schacht is a gentleman that is the founder and the promoter of the series, I guess you could call him. And he and his wife, Patty Simcoe, his wife was a hardcore racer as well.
oh
So
wow,
Patty did a lot of racing back in the day, and just want to thank you for coming on tonight, Kevin, and telling everybody on Talking Racing with Mike Ray about the series, and we hope you have a strong April the 1st uh, season opener down at All American New River All American Speedway.
I'm sure the series will. I'm pretty positive. We're going to have a really really good showing there. Um, it's been growing. It grew, in the middle of last year. It started growing. That more people were being interested in bringing cars, and I'm positive this year will even be better yet because it is a really really a good series to run. And like you said, we can go home pretty much without a tore up race car, and that means a lot
It
to
does, sir.
and
that
how
means a lot to people on the outside looking in and seeing what's going on and say, hey, maybe this is a good deal for me. It's not an every weekend deal. It's every other weekend. So you have a weekend off to do what you want to do. And it's really a good deal. And you said about the website. The website is grandnationalsuperseries.com.
Thank
That
you,
would be the
sir.
web.
Thank you.
It's because I'm on it all the time, so I know where it is.
There you go.
and I want to give a shout out to JD for helping us set this interview up, and I want to thank you and her for your patience as we've actually transformed the show where we're streaming now. So we used to be able to record the show pretty much anywhere we wanted, and now we're streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So I want to thank you guys for being patient with us, and good luck to the series. And I hope that you won't be a stranger and come back on with us very soon.
I'll come on anytime you want me to come on. You just have my email address, or you can go through JD. She keeps in touch with pretty much all the teams all year long, and I mean, through the winter months and all to see what's going on. And so yeah, she does a really good job at promoting us. So like I said, you want me to come back on, all you need to do is reach out, and I'll be more than happy to come on. I just hope I can answer all the questions. I don't know everything, but I try to answer the best I can.
You
Oh,
know,
thank you so much. Yes, sir. You're strong.
yeah, no doubt. Thank you. I hope you have a great night. Appreciate you coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Dave, we've got a lot of news to go over in a short period of time. Now, they ran this past weekend at All American Speedway in Jacksonville. Tyler Chapman won the late model. Brandon Clemens won the four cylinder. I told you Brandon had engine trouble at Hickory, and Brandon won the four cylinder down at All American in Jacksonville. At South Boston, Carter Langley, man, he was the cream of the crop in the late model. He had back-to-back wins opening night at South Boston. Adam Murray won one of the limited races. Uh, Doug Barnes Jr. won the second limited late model race. In the past Easter Bunny race from Hickory Motor Speedway, a Canadian Cole Butcher, he was driving for Donnie Wilson, and he had a great showing. Austin Hill won the Xfinity show. Um, good show for them there. Sergio Perez with Red Bull won the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix over in the Middle East. Bubba Pollard won the Baby Rattler. Sebring, Dave, I don't know if we talked about this last week or not. Sebring was wild. Uh, the top three cars in the lead series were taken out with 9 minutes left in the event in the 12 hours of Sebring. And the Wayland Cadillac, number 31, won. The last few laps were wild. I know we just have a few minutes left right now, but the Southern National Motorsports Park opening up this Sunday is our season opener there. March 26th, late model stock cars, Chargers, Legends, Bandos, any cars. The grandstands are going to open at 1:30. The green flag is going to fly at 3. Solid Rock Carriers, our longtime sponsor and friend, Kurt Ipock. We're looking for a big season this year, Dave. Doing a lot of Sunday racing down there. And as I stated last week, I've got a feeling that the NASCAR national champion for the Wayland Advanced Auto Parts weekly racing series is going to come out from the Mid-Atlantic region. Last year it was Lane Riggs, and Lane had a great run this past weekend at Charlotte in the truck race. I want to give a shout out to Christian Eccles in that he had a good run there as well. Joey Logano won the Cup race. Wanted to say that Boo Boo Dalton won Caraway, and Bryson Brinkley was the Bando winner at Caraway. So 27 minutes left. Hope you're still with me, my friend. I'll just up by myself right now. Don't know if we lost the feed on you or not, but I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to thank Kevin Kromer, Grand National Super Series driver out of Pennsylvania, living 20 minutes away from Pocono. Strong supporter. We had him a couple of years ago with the other series they had at Southern National Motorsports Park. They're going to run 14 races this year. Opening night at New River All American Speedway, Jacksonville, North Carolina, April the 1st. This coming Friday night at Wake County Speedway. We will be shaking them down one more time. Friday from 4 to 7 p.m. in the evening. So, I want to tell excuse me, folks. I want to tell everybody to tune in. Come out to Wake County. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that I've lost my producer and Kevin Kromer. You know how this computer is. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We will do it again next week. Just about a minute or so left in the show. I want to thank Mrs. Elizabeth Baker once more for calling me and telling me that Boo Boo Dalton won at Caraway. Bryson Brinkley had a great win in the Bandos down there. Folks, I'm working on getting my voice back, and I'll see everybody Sunday afternoon at Southern National Motorsports Park off of I-95, exit 107, Lucama, North Carolina. Come down 301 to State Road 581. We'll be there. Would love to see you. The grandstands will open at 1:30. Green flag action at 3 o'clock. We've got track rental, track suites, trackside parking. Hope to see you then, folks. So everybody have a great evening. Good night, and thank you for tuning in tonight. Bye-bye.